Pros to sub party people. How's everybody doing? I'm hoping everybody's having a beautiful day. Okay. All right. So basically, I just want to say this real quick. We have to discuss this today. We only have to discuss this for one real reason, though. Don't get this confused. The other day when Troy Ave dropped his diss track, I had a lot of opinions about said there then diss track, right? And I said what my opinions were, and I basically was talking about the issue why Troy Ave diss track was sonically better than and thematically better than Mysonne's diss track. Mysonne just drops a diss track, and I would like to have y'all guys' opinions on that. With that being said, we're gonna also talk a lot of other things that's just hip hop, fam. Just so we can be clear, we're also going to be discussing other things that's just hip hop. Whatever you guys want to discuss this morning, and a couple of things that it was just too large of too much room in some of the keywords I didn't want to put in our title, to be honest with you. But I would like to lead off this discussion before we get to the Mysonne Troy Ave diss track, and I'll actually put something in the chat. I want to know, is this what did we say? Is this new Mysonne? He's not saying it's a diss track, fam. I don't know what's going on with this dude, but apparently he doesn't want to admit it's a diss track. I don't know what to tell you. So is the new Mysonne? I don't know what to call it. Troy Ave response. It's a response to Troy Ave, right? Which right? Which Mysonne response to Troy Ave is better. And then we're gonna put first, second, right? First, and is you can't say 50-50, fam. That don't work here. there's only two decisions. Is the first song or is the second song? I have no idea which songs these are or the names of them, so you're gonna have to have heard them yourself. There's a reason why I'm asking this question, because just so we could be clear, what enticed Mysonne to write a new diss track? If I remember correctly, he said that during the first one that he's not going to respond anymore. Now, all of a sudden, he's responding again. Shout out to that shit. But he's also saying that it's not a diss track. I mean, at what point are you just going to lean into the thing that it is and say, look, this is what it is. I'm showing you what it is. I'm not pretending it's something else. He keeps saying that this is only for the real N-words. Fam, I just want to say something, and I want to be clear about this. You are a whole activist. I want you to think about that while you're also talking about how your music is only for a select group of people. Think about that for a moment. That's all I got to say. I'm not trying to be profound. I'm just explaining something. And that's what I think you don't get. That's the part I think you don't get. That's the part that I'm always having comments to go contrasting to, just so we can be clear. Those are the moments. I'm not just be shooting that dude just to be shooting that dude. I'm shooting that dude for a reason. You understand? Proverbially, not actually, not obvious, not fact, not physically obvious. So, yeah, there's a reason behind it. Like, you understand? Guys are like, he's a whole activist, but he's always talking about, I'm only talking to a select group of peoples. Like, fam. Anyway, in any regard. Do want to talk about some hip hop stuff real quick. Let's get it right out of the gate. While you guys are answering which one of these tracks you think is better. Everybody respond. Which one of the Mysonne responses to Troy Ave do you think is better? His first response or his second? Personally, I'm choosing his second. For the exact same reasons why I said that Troy Ave's taxi robber was actually good, or it was good, but why it stood out and why that was something that was Mysonne wasn't going to be able to compete with what he was doing previously. So hold on, let's just talk about some hip hop history real quick. So the way artists used to battle rap each other, not just when they drop their signature response on their album, their studio album. But one of the ways in which battle rappers used to rap against each other, and we're talking about people who already have deals, and whenever they are rapping, they have to, pay other people get paid because they're using their studio time. What they would do is they would take an already existing beat. Now, this goes back to the mixtape days for everybody that don't know. They'll go take an already existing beat, and then over that beat, over that rhythm, over that tempo, what they would do is that they would drop their own verse to whatever it is to go at whoever they was beefing at. One of the most historically, one of the most historical time, one of the moments in history which should all be imprinted in our brains if we was alive and existed at this time was when 50 Cent had did it to Biggie Smalls with the How to Rob. For everybody that don't know, Biggie Smalls had the song basically about, who he was gonna bed and whatnot, where he made the escape joke that it's kind of dated, but it was still funny at the time. I'm just gonna say that much. In any regard, 50 Cent made the How to Rob, for everybody that don't know, when he would then spoke about how he was gonna be robbing all the rappers in the game. And what he did was he took Biggie Smalls' beat and then cadence and then created this masterpiece, which has then been duplicated from what it was previously, because the people aren't even duplicating Biggie Smalls when they redo this. They're redoing 50 Cent. So that right there shows you the imprint that it had on hip hop history. Now, with that being said, Mysonne now does it the way that we said that he should have did it on the morning show yesterday. So once again, great advice, Jack Frost. I don't understand. I don't understand why people don't understand that my advice is good. If I consistently give advice, that works out for the person who does the thing that I said they should do after I said they should do it. That's all I'm saying. I'm not saying anything else other than that. Now, with that being said, his last entry that he just did, Mysonne's, I thought it was pretty good. Go check it out. Come back and let us know which one do you think is better, the previous one or the one that he just put out. Now, also with that being said, if this isn't an opportunity for Mysonne to now really show people that he can rap by going back and forth with Troy Ave for whatever the reasons might be. If you're saying you're going because you want to show, I mean, you want to, if only the real ones could listen to your music, my dude. Like, real quick. So, a teacher has to be able to be heard by everyone, not just the select group of people that he's trying to teach. You understand this, right? Being a teacher in itself, being a person who is trying to create change in itself, means that you're not speaking to no one select group of people. You're speaking to lots of people. So even when you are speaking to a select group of people, you're still speaking in a manner that everybody can get the message because you're a teacher. The message is what's important. I'm just saying, if I'm wrong, put it in the comment section. But the message is the thing that's important, correct? So I'm not going against everything that this dude say. I'm just explaining. You're activists, so therefore you're supposed to be teaching, right? You're supposed to be a benefit to our community, correct? So everybody should be listening to your jump off, not just the real N-words, right? Anyway, like the song. Just so we could be clear, I thought it was a good song. Thought it was a good song. I would like to see, because I know Troy Ave's game, so I would like to see what's Troy Ave's response gonna be honest with you. All right. I wanted to talk about some other stuff that's hip hop real quick, just so we could be clear. I wanted to talk about some other hip hop stuff real quick. Put y'all up on some of the news in circulation. So, got to the 10-minute mark. That was good. So, just for everybody that don't know, R. Kelly has been shipped from Chicago, where he was being held at for his previous trial that miraculously, I think he won. And he's being shipped to, I believe, North Carolina to serve his sentence. So everybody that don't know, He got 30 years to serve. Now, he has a conviction in New York City that right now they're trying, I believe, get it overturned. And one of the reasons in which why they're trying to do this, I think, is going to be on the back of the fact that he was not able to be, that he actually won his case in Chicago. Now, there's something real quick that I want to say. I want to be clear on this. For everybody that don't know, even whenever they're thinking about prosecuting anybody inside of our court system, even if the person is from outside of America, where do they usually send them? They send them to New York. Now, also, I just want to be clear about this for everybody that don't know. Washington, D.C. does not exist inside of a state. I'm going to say this again. Washington, D.C., the city of Washington, D.C. is actually not inside of the United States of America as far as inside of a state. I'm not saying that it's not part of the District of Columbia. I'm not saying it's not part of the United States. I'm saying it does not exist inside of a state. So the court system that exists inside of a state, whenever they're trying to prosecute somebody in it, one of the places that they send them is New York City. So what I believe his attorneys is trying to do, because if everybody forgets, when they went to actually decide to prosecute R. Kelly, one of the things in which they did was made sure that his trial in New York was first. What did I tell y'all? I said, I believe they tried the one in New York with, and this videos is still up. If you've heard me say it, you've heard me say it. But the reason in which why they prosecuted him in New York first is because that was going to be the easiest place for them to get a conviction. That's why they prosecuted in New York first. So then the other cities or the other people who are going to then prosecute him could see how they won in New York. And then by seeing the tactics that was taken in the New York court, what they're then going to now be able to do is get a conviction in the other states. When in actuality, what happened was the reverse. I need for y'all to understand something. You could put on a trial with the exact same information for two separate juries, and get two separate no, and one jury might convict and the other jury might not. Just so we can be clear. It's often the way that the case is put on. Often. It's often the way in which the members of the jury is receiving the information. So you can have two trials go on with two separate juries. The people, the prosecutors and the defense team doing the similar things and still get different results. So the reason in which why I say this is that's why sometimes people don't want, like even the defendant don't want a new trial. Usually the only time they want a new trial is after they've already lost, because the only reason why the prosecution would want a new trial is because they know that they fucked up. The defense, you don't know how the next jury, this is the jury you selected, fam. Remember, selection of jury is important. Also, for everybody that thinks because, yo, if I'm black, man, I jury of my peers is some other black 30-year-olds or whatever your age is, I don't think that's the way you should go about it. That's all I'm going to say. I think you should go about it as always wanting people who are independent thinkers of their own on the jury at all times. Independent thinkers. You don't want people that just follow. You don't want people that just agree. You want people that could come to their own conclusion. Usually, those individuals are going to be a little bit older in age. So just by you saying, I want a jury of my peers, and you being in your 30s, so you want all 30-year-olds on your jury, it's like you're trying to be sent to prison, fam. You want somebody with 30 years experience living instead of somebody with 50 years experience living, deciding whether you should go to prison or not. Think about that part. with that being said, what I believe they're trying to do is they're trying to use some of the points that was brought up, or some of some of the subject matter which was spoken about in the Chicago courtroom. I wouldn't be surprised if they're trying to bring it to the New York courtroom. And thus, by bringing it to the New York courtroom, they're saying, like, this is why this specific case probably either should be retried or thrown out. Because at the point of losing, of course, you want anything to get another bite at the apple. Believe me, after you lose in court, your lawyers is looking at a long, especially if they got somebody in there that knows how to read, because they pay people to professionally look at the jury so they could tell which ones they're winning over and what topics of discussion is they have people. I don't know if they still do this. I'm assuming that they do, but if you get certain pay for certain lawyers, they have people that do this, fam, that sit in the courtroom, observe the courtroom so they could come back and discuss it. That's it. Now it's probably only in the movies, but yeah, they have people that do this, fam. This is a real thing, and it's not only in the movies. I'm just gonna say it like that. But this is a real thing, fam. I saw a couple in the courtroom when I was in the courtroom. Just so we could be clear. Just keep it in the stack, fam. In any regard. I was just in the courtroom and saw some of them in the courtroom with me. You're still going to tell me it's only in the movies, even though I literally physically experienced it just a little while ago. Like literally while I was in court. I literally experienced it. But you're telling me that this doesn't exist. I was actually talking to one of them who was also a student. But you're telling me it doesn't exist. Copy. It don't exist. You're right. You know everything, fam. I just only talk about things that I know. But everything that I know, you know the opposite. Copy. Copy. Anyway, let's get back to the show. Obviously, the only person in here that's going to talk to me is this guy. And if I kick him, y'all going to say I don't let nobody have their own opinion, right? But this is the only guy that's going to talk. Shout out to that shit. Shout out to that shit. With that being said, I don't want to be annoyed. I rather just have nobody talk. I don't want to be annoyed. All right, let's get back to what we're doing. So, just so we could be clear on this, I don't want there to be no misunderstanding. What they're most likely doing in the New York courtroom right now is they're trying to bring the information that happened from the Chicago courtroom. I promise you. That's what I will believe would be the way to be able to handle this. Because remember, I'm telling you, because I literally spoke to one person that was doing it. Remember, like any other job that you do as a profession, you have to intern somewhere. Y'all do know this, right? You have to intern. So anyway, with that being said, so 9 times out of 10, they had some people in the Chicago courtroom. So they would like to retry this case 9 times out of 10. And they probably believe that they can win. Because once again, one of the biggest issues that I think we should all have with the R. Kelly case is that so many of the parents and so many of the grown adults that was helping with the behavior was able to evade some form of justice. I think a lot of people have a situation or have a problem with that. And I think one of the ways, I'm not 100% sure, but I wouldn't be surprised if one of the ways in which in the Chicago courtroom it wasn't able to be successful is because of all of the information that you probably had to leave out, or because you probably wasn't always, in this specific courtroom, they didn't allow for certain people to not be charged. You understand what I'm saying? Because remember, in New York, there might have been a crime, you committed it, you helped them commit it in New York. So over here they're saying we're not going to convict you of this crime. But let's say you admit to that crime in Chicago, those same the same police force, the different police force might not be in the position to be like, well, yeah, you know, this or that. You understand what I'm saying? If that makes any sense, they might not want to give people the pass. So since they didn't want to give people the pass, they probably didn't have that information. So we'll have to see. It could go either way, not for nothing. In any regard, they're gonna try to get rid of his conviction in New York City, in New York, the New York State conviction, New York City conviction. I don't see that happening. He's gonna go serve his time apparently now. As such, as others should also, because he was not in no way, shape, or he was not doing this alone at all. So more people should be being held responsible. But that's the way they give out these deals now. They have to give it out overtly in front of the whole world. I want to say something real quick. So Prize was just had to just admit in court that he was a FBI informant for X amount of years. Boom. Right? He said he said he was an FBI informant, right? X amount of years, right? Now I say all that to say this. Y'all keep seeing people stay in trouble and don't and no they stay in trouble and no consequences ever comes for them. They constantly getting picked up for allegedly having firearms on them. And shit gets thrown out of court. They constantly getting picked up in traffic over whatever the hell, right? All the time. And what happens is this, and this is just the only point that I want to make. People are always holding it like they're escaping from the law. Like, how many times do you think a dude could get picked up with a firearm and they could just keep proving it it's not him? How many times in a week is somebody going to be driving around in a caravan of cars or vehicles and the police keep stopping them and they're finding shit on them, but, you know, though nobody really go to jail? How many times do you think that can happen, fam? So when I look at the Prize situation, I say that goes to show you how far back the situation actually began. How far back is the roots of this being an agent against our own people? Because I want to be clear about this. I hate when this happens, when you move the damn thing and just, sheesh, stop doing that, fam. My fault, my computer's doing something. So how far does this go back? You trying to tell me Prize came out in the mid-90s, fam? When did John Forte get arrested? John Forte got arrested. Homegirl moved out of the country and went and married a Marley. Them niggas was on the run from fucking America, fam. Shout out to Mr. 44040. Mr. Jackson over there. Reggie Jackson. Salute, my brother. Hope everything is going well with you and yours. So that's all I'm asking. How far back? Also, R.I.P. Banger. How far back? How far back? So hold on. Listen. Pay attention. Once again, what happened? John Forte mysteriously gets arrested. he has to do some time in jail. Obama ended up letting him out, right? But what are they accusing Pras of? They accusing Pras himself. Nobody accused him of this. He himself is saying that he was an informant for the FBI, and the government is saying that he was an agent of China. So you trying to tell me Pras was a double agent, fan? Then they got the dude that he was literally doing business with when they were stealing from a slush fund, billions of dollars. So hold on. That he then allegedly was the go-between for the Democratic Party? Wait, hold on. This is Pras, right? So if they doing all of this, fam, what do you think they doing in the hood, fam? They doing all of this on a global scale with rappers, fam. What do you think they doing in the hood, fam? So when I see a dude like 50 Cent that don't rock with nobody, I say that looks like one of the. I get it. I get it. That's all I can say. I get it. Mofos will test you to see if you down just to send you on a dummy mission, fam. And if you survive, you in the game. If you go pull off some John Wick shit, yeah, we cool with you now. Shout out to that shit. What's the next hip hop topic I had? But yeah, R. Kelly. More people should be in jail, locked up. That's not even a question, fam. Hold on. What else we talking about this morning? There was something else I wanted to discuss this morning. Also, shout out to the New York Knicks. We about to make it to the second round. We ain't playing with them. We ain't playing with them. We're about to make it to the second round, doing all of the things. I'll be feeling so bad for mothers. So I'm scrolling through. I open up the Instagram real quick to see if I can remember what I wanted to discuss, right? So I'm scrolling real quick, just 2 second scroll, right? And you see the mothers, and they got their kids, and they just exhausted look on, and the kids is just wailing away. I'll be feeling bad for y'all. Shout out to all the moms out there that y'all really don't get a break. Like for real, for real. Shout out to all the moms out there. That's a fact. Y'all really don't get a break. I be seeing some of y'all photos when y'all just be with the kids and it just be like, why are you taking my picture now? like I was looking vivacious 10 minutes ago. Why are you taking my pictures now? All right, I forgot what the other thing is I wanted to discuss this morning, but I just saw a picture. She's a supporter of the channel too, so I can show you her picture. I wouldn't have showed it anyway, but you could just see it. She's just like, come on, fam. All right, let's get to it. So, what do y'all want to discuss next? Do y'all want to pick a new topic, or do y'all want to go back to talking about the Mysonne Troy Ave? We got 7 people that voted, right? Hold on, we got 7 people that voted. I want to put up another poll. Too bad more people didn't vote, but this one is over. Which response to Troy Ave is better, the second one or the first one? 57% said 7 people voted. 57% said the second one. 42% said the first one. I got one more question I want to put up for right now. Wait, I hate my whole thing. And I'm putting rap battle because my son is like, this ain't a rap battle. Mysonne like, this ain't no rap battle. I'm just schooling them. Whatever, nigga. Ain't nobody got time for that, man. Just drop the music. Just drop the music. Ain't nobody got time for that, fam. We hear what you saying, but we also see what's happening. Just drop the music. What the hell, fam? Mysonne, man, that dude, he a funny dude. Like, fam, what are you talking about? We see what's happening. We used to have eyes. Dude, just bananas. If you haven't seen what we're promoting lately, pull up to our Instagram, our BBN Instagram. Pull right up to our BBN Instagram. Follow us on Instagram. Pull up. You can see what we're promoting. We got a lot of. We got some. I actually got to talk to a guy today about a thing. People be like wondering why. Maybe like Jack don't want to work with us. Like, it's not that I don't want to work with you. I think there's a lot of incredible people out there doing incredible things. And I would like to be a part of your incredible journey, but right now I can't be. That's all. Right now we got something going on. In any regard. What's the next case that we want to discuss? What next court case y'all want to discuss? I'm in the mood to discuss court cases this morning. What's the next court case y'all want to discuss? Put it in the chat. I'm in the mood to discuss court cases this morning. What's the next court case? Put it in the comment section. I'm in the mood to discuss court cases this morning. What's the next court case you want to discuss? Put it in the comment section. And kill it. What's the next court case you want to discuss? Put it in the comment section. I'm not saying what's the next one you want me to go out and do. Also put that in the comment section. But what is the next court case that is currently going on right now that you want to discuss? Put that in the comment section. Boom, boom. Well, I guess y'all don't have no ideas. So I'm going to just come up with one myself, copy. So I've been cursory paying attention to the PnB Rock situation. I'm not 100% sure when their court date begins, but I've been paying attention to the PnB Rock situation real quick. I'm going to tell y'all what we know about that currently, and then I'll discuss a little bit more about it, and not in too much detail, but in a little bit of detail. So hold on, pay attention real quick. As we all know, PnB Rock, rest in peace to PnB Rock, by the way. As we all, I know his brother PnB Mean, shout out to PnB Mean. My condolences. So PnB Rock, by the way, is the gentleman that he was in the Chicken and Waffles, Roscoe's Chicken and Waffles, in a not that good part of town. Upon this happening, somebody came up on him trying to steal his rope chain, his chains. He decided he wasn't going to give him up without a fight, whatever the case is, or he wasn't giving them up at all. The guy then fired on him and took his life in front of his wife and his child. So also, my condolences goes out to them. Also, to the whole family and friends. Now, with that being said, these individuals are now going to be on trial. How did they get caught? They actually got caught because homeboy took his son. Okay, so allegedly, the perpetrator of the idea of the crime saw PnB Rock in the establishment. He goes and he leaves and he comes back with his son. He then sends his son inside to rob PnB Rock, and that's when everything went sideways. At that point, when they go home or wherever they went, they were actually, I believe, told on by the girlfriend of the father. Actually, told on them somewhere along those lines, or the mother of the young man. somewhere along those lines, actually told on them, and that's how they got busted. And then upon them getting busted, the father gave everything up. So that'll be interesting to see how that court case actually works out, obviously, because that just sounds like full shenanigans. That's all I can tell you. That just sounds like just a ton of what in the hell is going on over there. This is one of those situations that I try to always tell people: don't commit crimes. You don't know who you committing crimes with, fam. You might go to try to commit a crime where nobody's going to get hurt, and then somebody get hurt, and then somebody die. Well, you prepared for those consequences. Some people prepare for those consequences, man. Some people not. Some people cool with going to jail for the next 60 years. Some people not. Some people cool with going to jail for 20, 25 years. Some people not. Are you one of those people? Because I'm just going to be perfectly honest with you. As far as the father was saying, he sent them in there to go rob PnB Rock. The son just got overzealous. He couldn't lose a fight. The terrible thing about all of this is that that adds to the depravity of the situation, or not even going to say that much, but the sadness of the situation is PnB Rock had been on. He has said numerous times previously that he was not going to give up his shit. He just wasn't going to do it. So this is what I say about people who commit crimes against people who have no choice. You went there to kill him. His lawyers, 9 times out of 10, is going to show up in court and show all of the different instances where this guy has been saying he's not going to give up anything. That means that you don't show up to rob him. You show up to kill him. Just so we can be clear. That's what the prosecution is probably going to be showing. He showed up to kill them. He didn't show up to rob this dude. He said numerous times on social media, how do we know that my client saw that? You can't be certain. But this is information that was out there. And it actually was out there close to the time that this happened. I think he had just got finished having a conversation with academics. He was on academic show, if I remember correctly. So sorry about that. So just so we can be clear, this particular situation that's transpired with dude, these dudes hung themselves. I think that whatever they get, they deserve. Just so we can be clear. Second, it's a shame that you have to know which establishments to go to and which establishments not to go to. It's a shame that this is the world in which we're living in, but at the same time, like this is me speaking as fairly as possible. That's why whenever you're going anywhere, it's good to know somebody that's there, not so they can be with you to make sure nothing happened to you, but so they can be like, yo, look, this particular spot, that particular spot, it'll get crazy this time of day. You might want to reconsider, how you move and when you go about these places. Sometimes that's all it is. It's not necessarily saying, yo, man, you should beat all of the skids. That's not necessarily what it is. Sometimes it's just, allowing for a person to be on point. That's it. That's all it is sometimes. This was a particularly bad part of town. He went there, and then whatever happened, happened. It is what it is. In any regard, All right, we got 12 votes so far. It says, who you think winning the rap battle so far? We got 12 votes so far. 6 is chosen Troy Ave. 6 is chosen Mysonne. Okay. There's probably just a group of people in here that whenever they get uneven, they just even them back up. I don't really care who you put winning, to be honest with you. You could put 50-50 for all I care. I don't got no dog in that fight. And I didn't hear the finished version of the Mysonne jump off. So I guess you're really going off your feel for the song or whatever. I think he picked a good track also to rap over. That's hip hop, man. They doing hip hop shit right now. If Mysonne rap career gets rejuvenated, like he realistically has to look at this as he's also making money off of Banger, R.I.P. Banger, just so we can be clear. You got to literally look at it like that also. Because if his rap career now gets rejuvenated because he's doing something that's worth it being rejuvenated, then he has to thank Troy Ave. If you can understand the logic behind that, it means he has to thank Troy Ave. And why is Troy Ave doing this? He's doing the thing that y'all saying, not you specifically, but that some people are saying he's making money off of a man that passed away, R.I.P. Banger. So that means that anybody that's also, you can't make fun of him about that. You can say all the other things, but you can't say that. That's just some free advice. You can't say that part because that's literally what you will be doing also. But this right here is the perfect opportunity for Mysonne's name to be rejuvenated. And also, this could be a good hit for New York, just in general, to be honest with you. So I think they should only use New York-centric rappers' beats. And I think they should stay in the 90s, early 2000s. Stay in that range, early 2000s, let's say 2007 and down, early 90s. I think that'll help, especially New York artists. Stay New York artists. That's a win. I'm telling you, that's where the win is at. I'm telling you, that's where the win is at. I just thought of a great ass idea for fucking Troy Ave. Anyway, um, no dog in this fight. Any regard, uh, let's get back to some hip hop shit. What's another hip hop case y'all want to discuss? Y'all want to talk about the K Flock? We can talk about the K Flock situation. Bring it back to New York City real quick. So for everybody that don't know, K Flock, he's currently in jail because he was walking past a establishment, barbershop. While walking past this establishment, one of the things that happened was he spotted somebody, or somebody inside the establishment spotted him. There was a back and forth. After the back and forth, K Flock then starts walking on the block. The gentleman walks out of the establishment. He then, they're still yelling outside at one another. The gentleman then starts proceeding down the block. At some point after he started walking closer to K Flock, what then happens is that the gentleman is then shot at one point or another. K Flock runs. He tries to escape. He does not have the opportunity to escape. Gun thrown on the floor. Police find gun. It has K Flock's everything on it, so they 100% see it as K Flock's. Also, just so we could be clear, he was throwing away what is evidence of, the gun or whatever the case is. So he's also in trouble for that. So he's in trouble for having the gun. He's in trouble for throwing the gun away. He's in trouble for shooting the gun and killing somebody. So that's currently what K Flock is facing in court. We're thinking about doing that case. We'll see what happens. We're thinking about doing that case. I believe that case is also going to be in. It has happened in Harlem. I believe this case is also going to be. I think it happened in Harlem. This case is also going to be down in. What do you call this? Where we generally go to court cases at. It's probably going to be in the very same building if it's not already a federal case. So just want to talk about this for one moment. His lawyers is saying, K Flock's lawyers is saying that basically what happened is that they have a situation where it was self-defense. Now, self-defense in New York City is so hard to prove. So hard to prove, just so we can be clear. One, it's going to be difficult to get a lot of information into the courtroom. One of the things that Taxstone wanted to use as a defense in his case, I'm assuming, was self-defense. But since so much of the actual evidence in which they wanted to use so they could attach their claim, you can't just go to court and say we're innocent because of this, or not guilty because of this, or not guilty because of that. You have to have actual cause that you can then defend in court. You can't just say a thing. You understand? Because I know a lot of times people think you can just go into court and just say a thing. You have to have a actual thing that you're trying to prove in court. You understand what I'm saying? That's when they say my client is not guilty due to I don't know, self-defense, let's say, right? So you can't just go to court and say that was self-defense. That was because that information might not be able to be allowed into the courtroom. So you have to decide whatever it is that you're going to claim as far as what your client is something that you're actually working towards in court. Because then when you come to your summation, when you come to the closing argument, you have to then be able to show the thing that you was trying to express throughout the history of whatever the trial was, just so we could be clear. So you can't just say self-defense. So they have to prove how it was self-defense. So with that being said, one thing that I want to point out real quick is that we did have a situation where he's walking past an establishment. He was with a sister. There was another girl walking alongside him. Some of the news agencies say that's a sister. Some don't say it is. I don't know if the girl was with them or not. I have no idea. But his sister, you can see how she's in the light colors. I think she was like in the pink or something along those lines. Let's see if we can pull something up on the screen real quick. All right, so this is them actually outside, as you can see. This is the imagery I was trying to show you. So she's with the light colors or whatever the case is. So what they're gonna try to do is say, what the fuck, man? So what they're gonna pardon my language. So what they're gonna try to do is say, just so we could be clear, they might try to say self-defense. So I'm just want to be able to set up the argument for self-defense well, so I could be able to see what I'm saying. So they might try to bring up the argument of self-defense. This is K Flock's lawyers. I'm not saying it's not possible to claim self-defense. Once again, as you can see, he's with someone. He could always say that he was scared for that person's health. He was scared for their mortality. He was scared that the individual that was walking down on him, which it has been determined actually had a firearm, would pull out that firearm and then not just hurt him but hurt the person that he was with. I just want to explain the difference of when people are claiming self-defense or not. And for everybody that don't know, just so I can give you a little bit more information about how the claiming self-defense works. You can claim self-defense when in reality, what you're trying to do is prevent not just yourself from being injured, but someone else also. So you can claim self-defense if what you're trying to do is prevent another person also in addition to you, or even if you are not the one that is safety is at that moment being threatened. If you are actually attempting to help someone else, that can also be deemed as self-defense, just so we could be clear. I don't know if everybody, I don't know who knows or don't know the law. Obviously, I'm talking about New York state law. I'm not talking about whatever other type of law somebody might be thinking through. The laws going on in New York State, New York City, at least. So that is a possibility, just so we can be clear, that he might then say something along the lines of, or his attorneys might say something along the lines of, my client was actually in fear that if this person would have got their weapon out, they could have actually, hurt the person that he was with. You know what I'm saying? When my client fired at it was in the protection of himself and the person in which he was with, and anybody else in the block. When my client fired, my client hit his target. My client didn't fire and hit everybody all up the street. That guy, there's no telling who he would have shot. So I mean, this is arguable. Just so we can be clear, this is arguable. I'm not trying to defend anybody's behavior, but this is arguable. I think this specific self-defense, if that's what they try to claim, that's what they said they're going to try to claim, and winning self-defense in New York City is damn near impossible. I think that's a pretty strong point to stand from. The only issue is, what are you going to do when the prosecution then brings up all the times that you and your homies, and shows actual videos of you and your homies driving around the ops block looking for somebody to exterminate or shoot or chase. So, there's both sides of this coin. Just saying what it is, right? There's both sides of this coin. There's no telling. So that might be the way that the defense go, if they're going to try to claim. But also remember, his attorney, I don't know, his attorney gets deals more than his attorney actually litigates, apparently. So his attorneys, I think, is better at getting deals than at actual litigation, just so we can be clear. His attorney might be better at doing deals than doing actual litigation. I just want to be clear about this, just so we can be clear. Anything else y'all want to discuss? Any other court cases y'all want to discuss real quick? So 20 people voted. Who do you think is winning the rap battle so far? 20 people voted. 60% said Troy Ave. 40% said Mysonne. Oh shoot. Okay. So okay. So that just didn't work for me. Snatch that out. Boom. Okay. Let's snatch out another one of these rap bastards. Snatch that one out. There you go. All right. What else y'all want to discuss, man? Put it in the chat if there is anything that you want to discuss. No pressure. I'm gonna tell you what I'm loving. I'm loving when I go on Instagram and I see all of the women that went and put in that work to do something. Like I'm not knocking anybody that decided that they were gonna go to the doctor. We're not doing that. We're not talking bad about nobody. If anybody feel away about what I'm saying, I truly apologize, because this is not an attack on you or any of the decisions in which you've decided to make. I just want to applaud the women that I constantly see on Instagram. Oh, these are hard. I just want to applaud the women that I constantly see that I go on Instagram, and I constantly see them working out, putting in that time, that effort. Uh, Especially the ones that have children. Like that is not easy at all. That's not easy at all. Like not even a little bit. Chinx Drugz you're talking about? I don't know. Let's look. This is a long time ago. You sure that the person isn't already being sentenced? Dude that got found guilty said he had a message for young kids when he walked out of the courtroom. He says, "Keep yourself out of trouble. It's not worth it." He was charged with a second-degree murder for allegedly Lionel Pickens, also known as Chinx, in 2015. Pickens was an up-and-coming rapper from Far Rockaway and a protege of friend French Montana and a hip hop superstar from the Bronx. He was transported from court from federal judge where he awaits sentencing on an unrelated bank robbery conviction. Holmes pleaded guilty to conspiracy to commit robbery for his role in holding up a Los Angeles Wells Fargo at gunpoint. So he's done a lot of things, this particular guy. I don't know. I don't know. I'm assuming he's already been sentenced. I have no idea how much time he got. Was this the sentencing or was this just the conviction? In any regard, he said it's not worth it. I should believe him. Russo said Queens prosecutors have not yet offered him a deal. If he does end up accepting some responsibility for Pickens, he will consider taking a deal, but only after federal sentencing. So, if he accepts responsibility, the idea is to have the sentence run concurrent. For everybody that don't know, in May 2015, Pickens was sitting inside his Porsche at a red light on Queens Boulevard in Braidwood. In May 2015, Pickens was sitting inside his Porsche at a red light on Queens Boulevard in Braidwood when another car pulled up next to him and a passenger fired several into Pickens' vehicle, striking and the rapper. Hip hop magazine Double XL reported that the beef between Homer and Pickens dated back to 2009 when the two men fought inside Rikers Island while they were both detainees. That's what happened in regards to the Chinx Drugz thing, just in case anybody was curious what that person was talking about. I appreciate you, Spliff. That's the most I know about a sentencing. We'll look again. I don't know anything of a sentencing. What was his name? Quincy Homer. Here we go. See, this is after that, so maybe they say it here. I don't know. Shout out to the New York Post. Tell you that hate, fam. That's why you gotta not let people get you all caught up in that hate, fam. Jamal Hill. One of the men accused. Sheesh, fam. What the hell? Get out of here, fam. One of the men accused. Why is it not? I like. Thank you. Appreciate you. Oh, okay. Let's make this a little bit larger. One of the men accused in the killing rapper Chinx in 2015 drive-by is in plea walks with the prosecutions revealed in Queens Court Monday. During a brief appearance by subject Jamar Hill, Queens prosecutor Brian Higgs said, "We are still working towards disposition." Hill is accused alongside Quincy Homer, I don't know how to say that guy's name, of fatally Lionel Chinx Pickens and wounding his friend just an hour after the rapper performed at the Red Wolf. Okay, so up to 25 years in life. They not saying what the sentencing is here either. You get a lot of time. Anyway, we okay. In any regard, we're all fair. What else y'all want to discuss? I didn't know much about that. I mean, I know about it much. Apparently, he did a show. They jumped in the whip. Allegedly, he was followed from the show. Allegedly, he was followed from the show. It was targeted. That much I could say. At least that's the information, the way that the police disseminated the information leads you to believe that he was targeted. Also, there was people that believed that the dude that was actually in the car that got shot with him was a part of helping him to be targeted. It was bananas. So there was a targeting. I don't know how true any of that shit is. Hold on. It was a targeting. I don't know how true any of that is. Allegedly, people be like, "Yo, that Gonzola targeting," and it probably really wasn't. But I did hear that they did target. He was allegedly followed right after he did the performance, and it was early in the morning, and that's when there's the least police outside. Shit get done in any regard. What else y'all want to talk about? Any other case y'all want to discuss? The whole prize being a double agent shit is wild. That's wild as fuck, man. I ain't gonna lie to you. That just leads you to that just what oh, do y'all remember that? Do y'all remember what's the name of that fucking movie? Part of my language. What's the name of the movie with Ben Stiller was a fashion model? What's the name of the movie where Ben Stiller was a fashion model? Hold on. Zoolander. So y'all remember Zoolander, right? Hold on. Y'all remember Zoolander? So you know what the plot of Zoolander was, right? The plot of Zoolander was people were using models as secret agents. They were embedding them with like a thing in their head. So when the models go a certain place, they activate them and then they go do secret agent shit. And they went and got Ben Stiller to be the secret agent on their side. That's literally what fucking Zoolander is about. Hold on. Let me pull that up one more time. Let me just read the synopsis real quick. Thought that was humorous. Like, what the fuck, man? Open up the fucking Wikipedia. Look, in the film, top people in the fashion industry, that guy, Will Ferrell's character, and Bill Still and Jerry Stiller's character, are hired by executives to assassinate the prime minister of Malaysia. Isn't Malaysia the place right now that Praz is in trouble for because the other dude was stealing the money out of? Hold on. Who's the name of the dude they looking for? What's the nigga name? Part of my language. Oh man, I think I remember it. I think I remember reading it. It starts with a K. I forgot the guy's name. Okay, hold on. Yeah, it was a Malaysian businessman. I know what I'm talking about. Low Over, that's the guy's name. But it's spelled like this. That's the guy's name I was trying to remember. Yeah, the dude he's Malaysian too, right? Look. What that Zoolander shit say? I'm just saying, fam. I'm just saying, fam. What up, Darkwing? We got Darkwing in the house. Josh says, yeah, Coke Boy Yemen. It's odd he got shot in the lung and wouldn't cooperate. But a week before the shooting, he did a skit where he pretended to be shot in the passenger seat with a life-size doll of himself. Okay. It's okay. Don't know what to tell you about that. You can feel about that however you want to feel about it. That's what I'm gonna say. Leave it at that. Hold on, give me 1 second. What to tell you? I gotta take all. I got so many food pages I follow. It's crazy, man. I just be thinking of the meals I want to make, but I've always been like that. I like cooking. It's food. Even the ones I don't follow, they just show me, suggested for me, just food pages. Look at this type of stuff, man. I'm looking at all day. This is what I'm looking at all day. Sheesh, man. I could go for some chili fries right now, fam. I could go make some chili fries. We'll get some fries, make some chili fries, and then gotta go work out. Like, like not for nothing. I'm gonna say something that I did when I was a teenager, and I love the fact that I did this when I was young. So there was a good period, not teenage, I guess late teens, early whatever. There was a good period in my life where I always synced up. If I ate big, I went out there and I had to burn a lot of calories. So whenever I ate big, I always had to work out heavy. And I enjoy that to this day. Like if I knew I was gonna have a big meal, because you're not gonna want to work out after your meal most of the time. So if I knew I was gonna have a big meal coming, I made sure I worked out really hard. So when I had, so my body is great, so I could send that product to places. Like I know I'm trying to build this part of my body up or build that part of my body up. So I'll work out on that shit dumb hard and then I'll eat. So my body knows where to send whatever the fuck. If that makes any sense. If that makes any sense. All right, let's look at this real quick. So, who do you think is winning the rap battle so far? We got 65% that 31 people voted. We got 65% that says Troy Ave. We have 29% that say Mysonne. And we got 6% that say 50-50. Okay. It is what it is. I don't know. I think that I didn't hear all of Mysonne's response, obviously, since I don't think it dropped. But I did hear Troy Ave's taxi robber. And that was funny. And it was informative. And it was what it's supposed to be. Everybody thinks diss tracks is supposed to disrespect the person. That's sometimes diss tracks is just us making light of the situation that the other person might be in. But you don't really like it don't have to be like when Tupac came with Hit 'Em Up. Like it don't have to be Hit 'Em Up. It don't have to be Ether. It don't have to be No Vaseline. It doesn't have to be The Takeover. It doesn't have to be that. It doesn't have to be Who Shot You. You understand? It could be something else. It doesn't have to be Many Men. It doesn't have to be. You understand? Those are all good tracks that both of those guys should be looking into redoing to go after each other, by the way. But I got an even better one. And shout out to Lauryn Hill. But Lauryn Hill has a diss track that I don't think people know is a diss track. And she's shooting that shit at Wyclef. And I'll tell you what song it is. I don't know if Wyclef knew it was a diss track. I don't think he knew it was a diss track. Or he probably just didn't care. Which one is it? I think I'm thinking Lost Ones. I think I'm thinking. Wait, what? Something else. I thought that was the other dude's song. I didn't know that was Lauryn Hill's song. I thought that was the other guy's song. Okay, so Pras has a song called Superstar 2, don't he? Yeah. That's like his only good song, fam. Yeah. Yes, shout out to Sharice. Lost One. So that is the one I'm thinking about. I think that is the one I'm thinking about. Lost One. Yeah, somebody got to redo that. Lost One. Yeah, Lauryn Hill, fam. I'm so pissed off that she don't get the acknowledgement she deserves, man. Like, you have no idea. Like, if I could have any, like, if they say, what woman would you want to date in hip hop history and her prime? Lauryn Hill, fam. Like, what are you talking about? Like, I don't even forget the potential of whatever music that we could make together or whatever the fuck. Forget that potential. Lauryn Hill, fam. What? How does it go? In my hierarchy of women that I would want to marry, if they were, you know, if we were in the same area, freaking Mrs. Huxtable, Claire Huxtable, Lauryn Hill. Oh, where the hell? What the? Claire Huxtable, Lauryn Hill, fam. In that order, just so we could be clear. In that order. I probably would never be able to sleep with Claire Huxtable because of the way that I look at her. So that'd be a sexless marriage. Claire Huxtable, Lauryn Hill. It's all. It's not even debating. Any regard. Hit that like button if you're enjoying the show, fam. Excuse me. All right, so what we talking about? Forgot how we got on the whole track, but songs they could be using to go at each other. Grass, I snatched something from Lauren. I mean, you could always do Light Is Up if you just want to just go easy. If you want to choose a woman's track, you could always do Light Is Up, right? But a specific Lauryn Hill song I was thinking about would just hit the mark, and it would be absolutely incredible for what's his dude name? Hey, um, Troy Ave. It hit the mark. It'd be pretty good. Shout out to Troy Ave. Shout out to Mysonne. Shout out to the battle that they're having on social media. Shout out to the fact that Mysonne just can't admit he's in a rap battle with Troy Ave. Just shout out to that. If you, I think it's lame. If you don't think it's lame, shout out to you. I don't know what to tell you, but I think it's lame. We finally have a rap battle going on in New York where people are keeping it on wax, and it could build up to even be more interesting than it currently is. And we got one of the people talking about it's not a rap battle. So, fam. He's also supposed to be the solid one, also, by the way. The other guy is the guy not to listen to because he's the liar. I just want to throw that out there. So, shout out to all of that shit. I don't know what to tell you, fam. I have zero idea on what to tell you on any of this because none of this makes sense to me. All of this shit makes zero sense. I want to say something real quick. Okay, so y'all know these print that be on the sneakers, right? Y'all know that is not cement, right? That's not a cement print. That's not cement, fam. You know the sneakers that come like this? That's not a cement print, fam. That's not cement. That's the elephant print. Okay? Jordan's third year in the league, he was the elephant in the room. Nobody wanted to talk about him. They only wanted to talk about Magic. They only wanted to talk about Bird. And they only wanted to talk about the fucking Detroit Pistons. He was the elephant in the room. He was the best player in the league. And the press wasn't, they was talking about him, but they wasn't talking about him. So the third sneaker was elephant print. The fourth sneaker had, because I don't have any cement shoes here. I don't got none with the cement on it. I just want to show you this real quick. None of my fours got cement. The white ones is the cement. That other shit is not cement, fam. It's elephant print. These are the cements. Now look, I'm going to show you so you can get a closer look. I just want to show everybody this because this is just killing me, fam. I don't know how to explain this shit. It just absolutely irks me so fucking much. This is cement. Look at the difference. That's how cement looks, fam. Tell me where the lie at. Now watch this. Look what they call in cement, just so we can be clear. There is no cement threes. They don't exist. This is elephant print, fam. Now look at that. Now watch this. Look, they even got the damn sneak. Oh, freaking league. Fam. Look, they even got the sneakers. This is elephant print. Jordan was the elephant in the room, fam. And they got the exact sneakers I showed you. Look. Jordan was the elephant in the room. Look, hold on. Dry elephant skin. Look. Blowing my nose, fam. I just don't want to see y'all to see me wiping my face. Look, elephant print, fam. And you go on Instagram and they keep calling them shits the cements. Those is not the cement, fam. Those is elephant print. The elephant in the room. Jordan 3s. The 4s got the cement. Wait, my 4s got cement. I got the regular. Let me see. No, because I got the regular black ones. The black ones don't got the cement. And I got the other ones. They don't got. I guess, yeah, they got the cement on the back. So cement, fam. Do I got my camera on? I don't even know if the camera's on. Oh, yeah, it wasn't. Cement, fam. Just something I want to. It's just something that irks me. I'm like, how do y'all not know that those are like, how is this something you get confused over? In any regard, your man is caught up in the Zoolander plot. Prize is apparently caught up in the Zoolander plot, as I just showed you. There's a thing going on with Malaysian Zoolander. There's also a thing going on with Prize with Malaysia. So he's caught up in the Zoolander plot and he's done. I think one of the main reasons why he wanted to admit that he was actually working for the an informant for the FBI was in hopes that when they give him the sentencing, the judge will look into that and see if he actually wasn't. If maybe they got a problem, maybe he's busy saying I got set up. Maybe he's saying it's a trap. That might be what he's doing, fam. He may be telling people he was set up. He may be telling people it was a trap. There's no telling, dude. These rappers get caught up in the most craziest situations. That's all I could say. I could believe that there's some other weirdo shit going on right and left. I could just believe it. These guys get caught up in the worst situations. These rappers get caught up in situations that just like, huh? You was where doing what? Why? So shout out to these rappers. Once again, I just have to applaud niggas that don't hang out with everybody, fam. That's the best way I could put it. I could just, part of my language, but I could just applaud people that don't hang out with everybody, fam. You can't hang out with everybody. You just really can't. A lot of these dudes that's over here encouraging that behavior that they're encouraging, they only encouraging it because they're going to use it against you later, fam. That's all. That's why they're encouraging it. Because later on, they're going to use it against you. That might not even be who you are. They might be encouraging you to do a thing that ain't you. And then when you don't do the thing that they're encouraging you to do that ain't you, they then accuse you of being it. So you got to understand the devil is a wild animal out here. Hold on. Let's read our what they sent me this morning. The devil's a wild animal out here, man. The devil is always angry when you don't do his bidding. That's why when y'all see people being attacked a lot, stop assuming they did something wrong, fam. They probably didn't do nothing wrong, fam. There's a reason why Satan is coming after them. And it's not because they did something wrong. It might be for a different reason. We got John, verse 1, line 14. Verse 1, line 14. I'm going to look at something real quick. Let's see how long this shit is. Part of my language. Too long. We're just going to read the line. John, verse 1, line 14. The word became flesh and made his dwelling among us. We have seen his glory, the glory of the one and only Son, who came from the Father, full of grace and truth. Once again, John 1, verse 1, line 14. The word became flesh and made his dwelling among us. We have all seen his glory, the glory of the one and only Son, who came from the Father, full of grace and truth. Shout out to Brooklyn Roses. Good morning, everybody. Good morning. How you doing, baby girl? Salute. Redan says Troy Ave gonna make another lighthearted sing-along diss record against Vlad. Then he should. I mean, right now, I think anybody that Troy Ave has beef with, he should make a diss track towards. And if it's a sing-along and it's fun, why not? Why? First of all, just so we could be clear, him making fun diss tracks is a win. You do understand this, right? Him making fun diss tracks is a win. That's not a loss. That's a win. He's making diss tracks that you can listen to. If he make a diss track that you can listen to with your kids, fam, that's a win. I'm not saying that that's what he's doing, but I'm saying if he does, that's a win. If you make a diss track that when a person is listening to it, their kids can be around, that's a win. You've literally made a diss track that could be put on television. Just think about that for a moment. Making a diss track that could be played on a television show that's aired on cable. Making a diss track that you can get it into a movie. That's a win. I think that we need more lighthearted spontaneity in hip hop. I think we need more of that lighthearted spontaneity. I think we need more of that. That's just my opinion, though. I'm not. I'm not. I don't even know if he thought that was a good thing or a bad thing. To be honest with you, I think it's a good thing. I think we need more of that. We need more of that. That type of energy. I'm a big fan of interesting. Instagram is bugging, fam. Nah, I'm a big fan of that. I think that's a good look. I think that more of that is good. I'm hoping that these two go back and forth in a light-hearted manner for a little while now. I hope it happens for a while. Hope they go back and forth for a year, in a light-hearted manner. A light-hearted manner, not a you trying to make it so one guy can't feed his kids, like not like that. You understand? Because like realistically speaking, Mysonne is a dude that can rap. He can rap. Maybe this is his opportunity to to get on a platform that allows for him to be a little bit more relevant in actual hip hop, because he's irrelevant in actual hip hop, with all due respect. So maybe this is his opportunity to show people that in that era, which was the early 2000s, in which he should have came out, if all of these things didn't happen, that he, would have been something he could have done. He would have been winning. Or whenever that was that he had the $1 million deal with these guys and then screwed it over. My opinion. So I actually think this is good for him, and this is good for Troy Ave to just have some, his music means something other than him just talking about, where he was doing drugs at. Now he has something to speak about other than doing drugs. He has something to speak about all the people that were hating on him. So he has a thing to rap about also. It just really is gonna be curious to see how many people actually decide to get involved in this. How many people, don't get involved in this. They decide. So it'll be nice to see how many of the individuals that he's actually going after, Troy Ave that is, decide to also enter the arena. This is their best time to do that. If Mano don't think dropping a Troy Ave this is for his benefit, then I thinks that he needs a new he needs new people around him to give him advice on what to do with his career. He needs some new career advice. This isn't like this is a nobody. Troy Ave has a name. He's been around. He's been around. He's not like some random that don't have no name, no following, nothing. That's just trying to get your attention. That's not what's happening here. Always stay away from those guys. Just so we can be clear. R. Kelly moved from Chicago to North Carolina prison to serve his 30-year sentence. He shouldn't be going alone. He should be going with all of those people that helped him get those little girls and do some of the stuff that he was doing. He should be going with all of them. They should all be sharing a cop. One cop. You're going to be king of that cop. I mean, that was wild, though. That dude had it so that there was people that would literally not, that girls wouldn't be able to go to the bathroom, fam. Like, they was literally just allowing for themselves to get held up in a room. Like, that's bananas, man. I don't 100% know where to go with that, to be honest with you. Like, people like, yo, that chick wasn't allowed to leave her room. Like, where do you go with that? With all due respect. Where do you go with that? This grown person decided that they were not going to allow for themselves to be, they decided they were going to allow for themselves to be captive in a room. And now there's other grown people that were around and nobody tried that. Like, what do you do with that? How do you only put one person in prison? Like, what do you do with that? That sounds like a situation where there was multiple people around that was involving themselves in this shit. How do only one person go to jail? I want R. Kelly in jail. Don't get this confused. I want any. Let me. I digress. Let me back up off of that statement. I want anybody in jail that was doing what, or if I want anybody in jail that was doing what R. Kelly is accused of doing. So if you're doing what R. Kelly was actually doing, then absolutely prison is the place for you. He was found guilty of certain said things. Being that he is found guilty of the things that he was found guilty of, then yes, I also agree that prison is the place for you. But I am in no way trying to say that anyone that is merely accused of doing some of these things should also be held accountable for something that they was doing based on an accusation and not an actual fact. People will lie about a lot of shit. They'll just lie. They don't really got a reason. There's no recourse. They're just doing it because to them it's fun. They think it's fun. As long as their lie goes over, when other people get hurt and other people's lives get messed up, they enjoy it. They think that it's fun. People got demons on them. Proposed bill will let New Yorkers report NYPD cars for illegal parking. What are they going to do for you, though? Are they going to let one of your tickets go? Because I think that that's the way it should work. I think that the only people that should be calling in the police for bad parking is people that owe tickets. You can maybe get your ticket thrown out. What y'all think about that? I think that's a win. I think that's the way to go. Clippers forward Kawhi Leonard has been diagnosed with a torn meniscus in his left knee. Christina Ashton, I don't know how to say her last name, better known as Kim Kardashian's lookalike, and she looks like Kim Kardashian, dies of cardiac arrest following latest cosmetic procedure. Gervonta Davis throws less punches than every other boxer, but has a 93% knockout rate. Amber Heard will officially return as Mira in the upcoming movie Aquaman and the Lost Kingdom. Because they're not going to redo it. They're going to drop that whole entire franchise and probably start back from the beginning with a different Aquaman. So why get her? Why spend all the money that you're going to take? It's going to take to get her removed from the project after you also already paid her. I'm just happy that now people are finally holding individuals that report fake shit accountable. I'm here for that. Hold them motherfuckers accountable that lie on other people. Hold them accountable. If it came down to Donald Trump or Joe Biden, who would you vote for in 2024 presidential election? I would never vote for Joe Biden. That's not even a consideration. I would never vote for Joe Biden. Never. I consider the exact opposite if you are a person that votes for Joe Biden. How can you be black and vote for Joe Biden? Okay, so I'm gonna put it like this. So let's go to before what actually happened before he actually got elected. I was saying, why would you vote for Joe Biden? He has no history of doing anything for black people at all, positive. Had people saying, give him a chance. How do you know what he's going to do? We got to get Trump out of there. He's a racist, right? That's what was being said, right? So then Joe Biden get into office, and what's one of the first things he do? One of the first things he do is reverse all the things that Trump did that helped us. That's literally one of the first things he did. He took back the money from the HBCs, right? That's a factual statement, right? Um, he started removing all of the policies that Trump had put into place that black businesses were using to get funds from the government, right? He started repealing a lot of that, right? So that's literally what he did, man. Watch all the black people that's going to jump up to the forefront and say that we got to reelect them. Just pay attention. For a person that said that if you don't vote for him, you're not black. I don't know what he did for black people since he got helped everybody get abortions and help people say whatever kind of gender they want to be, that's what they are. What has he done other than that for American people? Put it in the chat. I'm here. I ain't even trying to argue with you. Maybe I don't know of something. Put me on a game. Maybe there's stuff I don't know about. Just saying. We sharing stuff as we speak. So that's just something to just look at. What has he done? Tell me what he's done. Like, this is not me even being a dick. This is just real talk. Tell me what Biden has done for us. That the next time it's up for his election, we got to say he's the best president for us. Tell us what he's done. But you're gonna tell me that Trump is got problems with the law? All of the niggas that black people like got problems with the law, fam. All of the people that black people like got problems with the law, fam. Tell me where the lie at. So now we're supposed to not like Trump because Trump got problems with the law? You're talking about a whole community of people who don't believe in helping the police solve crimes. I'm not trying to laugh at this shit. But you're talking about a community of people that don't believe in in helping the police solve crimes. And Trump is currently in trouble with the police. You think that's a reason for black people to not vote for him? Man. Sharice says, let's not forget he pandered to the black community, especially black women. Once he was in office, the pandering stopped and he started his Hispanics are the future of our nation. He literally did that. You was not lying. He literally, hey, baby girl, if you want to come up here and talk your shit, I'm going to open up the chat. You want to come up here and talk your shit? You don't got to. If you want to. Nah, you ain't lying. That's a fact. That's literally what happened for everybody that don't know. That's a factual statement. He immediately jumped off of whatever the hell he was talking about with y'all black women. He immediately jumped off of whatever the hell y'all was talking about. All of the black women was like, vote for Trump. I mean, vote for Biden. All of the different black reasons. He immediately jumped up off of that shit and started talking about Hispanic women. That's a fact. About why we got to help the Hispanic community. Not that I don't want to help the Hispanic community. Y'all know I don't give a damn one way. I help everybody. But that's a fact that he did do that, though. Just watch all of the black people that come out and say that you got to vote Biden. I'm going to side-eye absolutely every last one of y'all. And I'm also going to be roasting y'all, by the way. Just so we could be clear. They also going to be getting roasted. On a regular basis. Because I want to, because the only thing they're going to be able to do is lie. Like if their argument is, once again, if their argument is Trump has problems with the court, I can't wait to see Mysonne say something about Trump being in jail. I can't wait to hear Mysonne say anything at all about Trump's criminal history. Woo! Wowzers! Anything about Trump's criminal history. It's gonna get ugly. It's gonna get ugly. Anything. This is gonna get ugly. You already know he is. None of them are gonna be able to. Just so we could be clear. All right. And I don't want to hear if somebody, it's okay for any regular person to have went to jail, but not a politician, because most politicians literally go to jail. You know what? Especially our politicians. You want to know why? Because most of our politicians getting locked up and going to jail is part of the way in which they get fucking recognized. They spend the early part of they whatever getting locked up and going to jail for whatever the political problem is. They on camera getting locked up. Go look at Bernie Sanders. How many times did he get locked up and go to jail? So I don't want to hear locked up and go to jail. We had a dude that was a damn governor of, I think, whatever state that was. It was a cold one. And he was a whole wrestler, fam. You know how many basketball players and other people of other professions have become politicians? So I don't want to hear that Trump can't be a politician because he got in some trouble with the courts. First of all, innocent until proven guilty. I'm just saying that that's a stupid reason to assume black people ain't gonna vote for him. These people are lucky that I don't have an earring on their damn campaigns. I'd be like, yo, look, Trump, we're going to wait for the first people to come out. We're going to get every single instance of them saying where you shouldn't be president because of an investigation. And then what we're going to do is we're going to talk about all of the investigations that these guys have been a part of. That's what we're going to do. Because your investigation has nothing to do with any laws that you broke that got any problem with the security of America. You're in trouble because you allegedly paid some broad off some money that was having sex with you, fam. And every last person that bring it up, we're gonna bring up their criminal history. And what they're gonna say is, no, but we talking about Trump. Well, now we're talking about you. How about that? Let's do a couple of spots. We run those spots. And we make sure that the spot runs in every place that these people are from. But we also have a national campaign and also make sure that we mention it. And boom, there's some movies coming out. We're going to get the shit played before the movies and whatever the biggest blockbuster that's about to drop is. We're going to get the ad played in the movie theater before the movie. That's what we're going to do. That's what we're going to do. Black people gonna be like, Trump just trying to get you, just trying to pay the bitch. Part of my language. Trump was just trying to pay the person that he had sex with. You know how big of our community of people that goes and throws money at the strip club? Imagine a dude, I'm not saying Mysonne throws money at the strip club, but imagine a dude that hangs out with people that throw money at the strip club, going and then trying to hold a president accountable because he was trying to do the thing that was the right thing and pay the prostitute off. I don't know what the payment is for, by the way. I'm assuming that's what it's for. So, you know, I guess that's the argument you're making. Anything y'all guys want to talk about, put it in the chat. If not, I'm about to let y'all go. That's real talk, though. Trump trying to pay off the sex worker, and y'all niggas want to take him to court. Yeah, he was trying to pay off the sex worker in a way that didn't let nobody know he was paying off a sex worker. Yeah, he absolutely did it that way. It's a sex worker, fam. That's usually how they get paid. The way nobody knows they getting paid. So what are you talking about? If I don't already follow her, I'm gonna have to follow her because she just did a on point cosplay of a character I don't see anybody do cosplay of, apparently. That's a good cosplay. And I don't see nobody do this girl. I gotta watch One Punch Man again. When is the next season coming out? 1 second. I like cosplay. Like, I'm a comic book guy. So I like when I'm a comic book guy, and also I've been in a relationship with at least two women that like to, dress up. So I'm here for the cosplay shit. I'm cool with that. Like, even when it's not done to be sexy, like, you don't always have to do the cosplay because you're trying to. Sometimes you could just do the cosplay because the character's dope. You understand? That's what I'm saying. It don't always have to be a sexual thing. Everything doesn't have to be a sexual thing, even though that's how you make money nowadays, apparently. In any regard, it's a good cosplay. But I would show y'all because she's not, but it fits the character, fam. I don't know what to tell you. And mostly white chicks do cosplay, so I don't really want to tell you. Cherie says, I remember that comic book stores in the village down from the cage. So all the good comic books. I didn't go to that comic book store. The only comic book store I actually went to was on Fordham Road. And if you know anything about Fordham Road, fam. So I used to Fordham Road, fam. So I went to that's the only comic book store that I went to when I was like, comic books was popping. Um, my fam, my brothers had a crap load of comic books, thousands. We had like almost every edition. Um, they used to take them from comic book conventions. They used to liberate them from comic book conventions. That's the best way I could put it. So we had hundreds, quite possibly maybe thousands of liberated comic books in my basement. They got thrown out, or there was a flood or something. And they were all in the protective casings, by the way. They did protective casings. We'd be millionaires if we still had that fucking collection. Just so you know. Millionaires or billionaires. Well, my brother would be. Millions upon millions. But yeah, that's how I learned to read, by the way. Before I knew how to read, I would just look at the panels and make up my own story. I ain't gonna lie. I used to just look at the panel. I still remember this shit too. I used to just look at the panels and then just make up my own story because I didn't know how to read. And my brother, something happened. My brother got mad at me for fucking with his comic books, and my stepmother made him start teaching me how to read. I was probably like 3. So when I was like 3, my brother started teaching me how to read a little. So about 3 or 4, something like that. Shout out to Ty. So this dude is 80 years old. They're gonna have him run again for president. That's bananas. That's bananas. What the fuck? Okay, so none of this is possible. It was some bullshit. I'm looking this out a little bit. There's gonna be no sun outside today. Anything y'all want to talk about real quick before we get up out of here? It says why Troy dissing Vlad. Troy was dissing Vlad. I had no idea. Shout out to Troy Ave. Troy Ave dissing everybody right now. Troy Ave, anybody's open fair. Everybody's fair game right now. Troy Ave, he ain't playing with nobody. Yeah, Troy Ave ain't playing with nobody right now. He's absolutely going bonkers. Whoa, hold on. See, I'm already off this. Hold on. Let me see what this was. Is he elbowing for real or this is faking? You niggas be faking. Oh no, he elbowed him for real. Okay. No, he's not faking. Oh, something I wanted to say. So the New York Knicks fans have been out there like crazy after the games. I want to say something real quick. I want to be clear about this. That's the shit that the NBA likes. The NBA likes when the fans is part of the action. So I think one of the reasons and why the Knicks used to get a lot of bad and not favorable calls, and this is my opinion, is that the Knicks argue with the fan base too much. The fan base doesn't be supportive of enough of the Knicks. Think about the teams that get high draft picks and everything. Think about those years that OKC was getting all those high draft picks. Think about that time that Seattle Supersonics got the Kevin Durant pick. Remember? They was getting a lot of fan support. I think that's the way the NBA, like, also, like, you get favorable. Yes, the NBA always do well when the Knicks is doing well. But they do well when the Knicks is doing well, and the Knicks are also, the fans is loving it. You understand? Remember, the Knicks have a problem when they go into playoff games and they're shooting playoff games and the fans is booing their own team, fam. You think they want that you think the NBA want that in the playoffs? You think the NBA wants that? You think any professional team wants that in their finals? In their last game of the season, you got the home team booing the home team fans booing the home team? Just something to think about. I remember all of those years that the Knicks went far. I remember every last year the Knicks went far. It was always incredible fan support. Also, isn't it? It's just easier to do well when the people who you believe are supposed to be cheering for you are cheering for you. That's one of the things I said is always a hindrance about playing in New York City. The fans boo you too much. And then when they not booing you, sometimes they don't want to show no support, but they also want you to go out there and perform. They'll show you no support. They'll boo you when they do talk, but at the same time, they're saying you're supposed to be able to go out there and perform. You're a professional and this and this and that. Not like people just naturally, just as a person, is going to resonate at different frequencies in different manners. Any regard, I'm about to let y'all get out of here. Everybody, just enjoy your day. Go do something beautiful. If you want any, a waste of time. Everybody, just go enjoy your day. Go do something beautiful out there in the world. Like, comment, subscribe, join the notification gang. Hashtag Bronx Bumpers. Let's get it. I love y'all. Take care of each other. Hug the kids for me. I haven't forgotten about you, and that's all I got on this one.